Excuse me. I have got something caught in my throat. Hello, everyone. If anybody's here yet, probably not. But since we're just getting fired up, you can see there's been some construction on Dogtown over here. Obviously, got a long way to go. I don't know if we'll get anything done tonight. We might. Who knows? Maybe we'll play around with some stuff. Some of the stream here I want to detail out, although I forgot my darn long grass. It's kind of packed away, but anyway, we'll figure something out here.
There's nobody here, so.
Well, I mean, just because nobody shows us here doesn't mean nobody's here. There could be somebody here.
Oh, two.
See, we got two people on. Have faith. Have faith. So I'm loading up on water tonight because it was a long, hot day today.
Oh, what's this for? But
maybe nobody's chatted yet.
I know.
Or maybe the chat's just being weird.
I can't tell until someone does something.
Yeah, who knows? So I got some combines out. I thought we would, it's harvest time. Let's take a look at a couple of the more recent combine additions. And why I didn't, I guess my X9 is in the box still. Did I do a video? I surely did a video on the X9 1100. Have I done a video? I've had to have done a video on the John Deere X9 1100.
I'll have to Google that
later. Do you think we'll ever get Vermeer equipment made? We've had a few pieces here and there, but they're a little harder to find and a little bit expensive. As far as like a big newer release, I don't know. But I would hold out hope that we would, because SpecCast is, they're doing a lot of stuff with the short line manufacturers right now, and so I could see them doing something with Vermeer again. I think that would be really cool if they did. I certainly hope so. I'll tell you what, if I run into any of the SpecCast guys up at the National in a month or a couple months here, I'll drop a bug in their ear about it. Why not? Not that they're going to listen to me, but if we all ask them for some Vermeer equipment, maybe they make that happen. So hello everybody that's made it. So I've got the 7150 Heritage scheme here, one of the really nice authentics that have come out here in recent years. I've got the good old S690 authentic. This is a nice combine as well. Side door opens, ladder pulls down, pulls in, all that sort of fun stuff. Or at least it does when you're not on camera trying to make it happen. There it goes. And you can close that door up. Now, I did swap the grain tank on this, and now I will notice something, and this is just maybe a note to everybody who are new to the 3D printing game. I did this several years ago. I mean, right after the S9s came out, and this is a really nice piece, but one thing I've noticed is my paint is maybe not as good on this as it could have been, and that's because back then I didn't really know how to properly clean and paint 3D parts, and so here I've noticed over the years that this thing's got some paint fading. I think what happens is that the plastic, as this came from Shapeways, this would be like white frosted ultra detail, I believe. They're not frosted ultra, white, whatever they call it, white, strong, and flexible, whatever they're calling that now. Anyway, I don't think I cleaned that properly. I cleaned it, but maybe not properly for 3D printing. And so as that plastic sort of, cures or gasifies as it, ages, we're losing some of our paint here. So I really need to pop that thing off and probably strip it and clean it and prime and paint again, maybe, I think, on that. So are we having any supply issues? So in my real world job, we're having just unbelievable supply issues for sure. Unbelievably frustrating, just to be honest with you. As far as the farm toy world goes, for sure, I mean, the new stuff is late. It's coming in waves versus coming in all one big load. That stinks because I'll take a second here to rant a little bit. Um, it stinks because that means that just a handful of dealers are getting them. The big guys, they're gobbling it all up. Then they're setting the price, and that leaves one, little dealers out, and two, it leaves just your kind of average collector out, and it's super frustrating. So you guys might have heard that the X9 1100 with tracks, of course, was the Farm Progress Show tractor this year for John Deere. Well, I've heard anywhere from 200 to 300 of those stateside for the Farm Progress Show. Of course, those were gone pretty much as soon as the show opened. And now, of course, you can go on eBay and some of the real big dealer sites, and you can find those marked up for like double what they were at the show. That I don't know, that just drives me nuts. And not to get into anything deeper than that, but it just drives me nuts. It's the same guys that do that over and over again. And I don't buy from those guys for that reason. So, but anyway, if you didn't get one, don't worry. There's a whole big shipment coming. I think they're doing like 6,000 of those X9s. So they'll be plentiful at some point. 6,000 is a pretty big run in the farm toy world these days. So I wouldn't worry too much if you didn't get one of this first 200 run or whatever it is. So don't pay that ridiculous dealer markup right now. Like, just skip those guys. Keep in mind who's doing the price gouging, if you will, and then go buy them from a good, respectable dealer. So, oh, Chris is back in the States. Good to hear, man. That's awesome. Can you strip paint from 3D parts? So the answer is very carefully yes. I don't even know if I want to tell you how, because if it goes wrong, it goes really, really wrong. So, but yes, really, honestly, the best thing you can do is lightly sand them with a really fine grit paper to kind of rough it up and to get the paint off of there the best you can. But there are ways to do it otherwise. But like I said, I don't want to be responsible for telling people how that's done, just because, like I said, when it goes wrong, you've completely ruined the part, and it's tricky at best. So, hey Kyle, how's it going? Dylan, Steven, Clayton, all you guys that I missed back there, appreciate you hopping on here. I'm sure the rest of the Farm Show X9, yeah, they are. They're coming. We don't have any idea when, but yeah, they'll be here. So that's why I'm just not in a huge hurry to rush out and pay that stupid premium for them that some of the guys are charging right now. I guess good for them, whatever, but it's just one of the things that drives me nuts. It's stuff like that turns younger guys off from the hobby, I think, to be honest with you. And you know me, I just want this hobby to grow and all that sort of thing. What's up, Andy? So yeah, that's there you go. That's my rant for today, I guess. I don't know. I don't rant too often because life's pretty good in the farm toy world in general. So yeah, so I looked at we looked at this guy a little bit. We looked at the John Deere little bits. How about this Fendt? Isn't this a cool combine? So they really did a nice job on these handrails. They're like appropriately sized. Where you can see Ertl makes a chunkier handrail, and I think they're doing that because Ertl still kind of has to worry about kids playing with their toys a little bit more than SpecCast. So, it's definitely possible for kids to have bought a $30 or $35 S690 when these were brand new to play with or get it for Christmas. It's really unlikely that the $70, $80, $90 Fendt got bought up for the youngins. So, I think that's kind of what it goes on. Hey, Everett. Yeah, so I agree, Malachi, and I actually had more custom trucks on my display or on my table at the Quincy FFA show last weekend, probably than I've ever had total. But they're super popular, and what's really cool about the green light trucks, so like you can take a dually driver like this. Now, I mean, this has got stuff for Dogtown in it, so it's obviously not for sale, but you can take my wife says everything's for sale. Well, I mean, it's not even attached. It's just I just laid it in the bed to put on the display. So you can take a dually driver like this, You could add a toolbox, a fuel tank, maybe another little part or two, and maybe a $20, $25, $30 truck there to sell at a show. One, you can showcase, parts that you make or parts that other friends of mine have made. And then two, you can make a nice little profit. But three, you've got a nice little custom there that doesn't cost somebody a ton of money. So it's a win for everybody on those trucks. I love making those custom trucks. They're just fun to do, to be honest with you. I didn't realize I was going to enjoy doing custom trucks as much as I do. But then when I got into it, I'm like, this is fun. So, got a question. How often do you save up for a pre-order of a model? Because I'm already starting to save for a release coming out in November for an unknown price. Yeah, so I regularly. I haven't been buying a whole lot for myself lately, but I certainly do. Like the next purchase for myself, will be the John Deere 8960 at the national show. And I'm going to get a case of those because one stays in the box for the collection. One is going to get customized like our real one that we had on the farm. And then, I will just see if other guys are interested in buying off the rest of the case. We'll do it at a reasonable price. That way everybody kind of gets a shot at them, I hope. But yeah, I do that pretty often. And then another thing that I'm saving up for, and it's definitely taking some saving, are the 1/16 scale Wagners that are coming next year. I've got some of those ordered, and they're quite pricey, and so yeah, those are a save up situation for sure.
Everybody's writing paragraphs tonight. Holy
I like it.
That's a lot of reading.
This is great. Is SpecCast located in Dyersville? Yes, they are. They're right along the interstate there in Dyersville. Is SpecCast still making the wheeled version of the Fendt Ideal? The last I heard, yes. But I think there's just been some delays because of everything else. There's delays about. But I heard that is still in the works. You know what? I'll try to confirm that at National, though. Yeah, I agree with that, Malachi. And that's what I ran into on these red dually drivers is I wanted to run these as my Dogtown Ag trucks, so I kind of wanted a small fleet of those. Well, it turns out those are getting a little harder to find. So I actually did pick some up at Summer Show. So I think I've got enough to do what I need to do with them. But yeah, I would love to have more just to customize of the red ones. So, do you think the custom trucks farm toy market can be oversaturated depending on what it is? So,
we were the only ones there.
In general, it's definitely possible. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of a product recently that has been oversaturated, but off the top of my head, nothing really comes to mind. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. I have been to shows, where there's 5 or 6 guys. Well, not customs though. Not customs, actually. Yeah. So what I was gonna say is I've been to shows where 5 or 6 dealers have green light toys and new in the box, and when we go to those shows, we just don't even take them out at that point. We're not gonna sell them. We'll let the other guys, the bigger guys, do it. They'll probably sell them a little bit cheaper anyway. We'll probably buy some from them. So, I mean, that's the way that goes usually. In that case, yes. But think about it. I don't know that I've ever been to a show where I felt like there were too many custom, there were other people with customs that I was like, oh boy, we're not going to sell because so and so's here. And I think a lot of that has to do with. A lot of us custom guys have the one thing that we like in particular, and that's what we focus on. And so, for example, like I'm going to have 4-wheel drives, and now I'm going to have custom pickup trucks. But let's take the Janesville show where Josh had the custom hay wagons, like H&S hay wagons and things like that. So he's selling customs. He's right behind us, but we didn't have any crossover there at all.
No,
as far as that goes.
First time at Lafayette, we had the guy with the implements.
Oh,
next to us.
Right. Yeah.
But again, those were implements.
Yeah. So Tim and Tim. So at Lafayette, actually I think that worked out in our favor because we had the doors open between the rooms. Yeah. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind with the farm toy world too, is that for the most part, everybody is really friendly with each other. And like, especially custom builders, I think a lot of us know it's hard to do some custom stuff. It's really hard to take it to a show, get it to survive, and then, sell it. It can be a hard road for sure. And so, like at Lafayette 2 years ago, we were right next to Tim Holker and Ryan there, and um, they were selling. They had custom implements. Tim had a lot of custom AC stuff. There were some other custom tractors in there, but we were kind of sending people back and forth between the rooms, like, oh, check Tim out, he might have it, or Tim like, oh no, go over to Jason's, he might have it. And so I think a lot of guys work together. So I don't think you really get that oversaturation, if that makes any sense. I haven't seen it. I mean, it's definitely possible. But there are so many farm toy shows out there too, and there are so many people in this hobby. I just don't think it's a big problem that I've seen. Ooh, that was a long answer, wasn't it? Yeah, I might buy some 8960s for the wheels. Yes, they are nice looking wheels on those for sure. Yeah, Insta account by the name of Titan Diecast is coming out with a tri-axle tilt tag trailer. That's guess it's going to be 100 plus. Oh yeah, I bet that would be 100 plus too, but it sounds awesome. Would anyone be interested in a custom highboy? Because I might try to make one and sell it. I'd love to see one, that's for sure. I don't really know that I've got a use on my display for one, but I hope you do that there, Everett. That'd be great. I'm all about... I think we all should, just try it. What the heck? It might be something you end up love doing and be really passionate about, and, who knows where it takes you down the road. So, for sure, give it a shot. What the heck? Got nothing to lose. That's another one of the really cool things of this hobby is that, I think a lot of guys, I mean, I know I have, you try something, it doesn't really work out sometimes, and, but everybody's still super supportive. They're like, oh, but it was, it was neat, it was cool, it just didn't happen to whatever. And, kind of maybe give you tips on what to try next or what to tweak on that, things like that. And it all ends up working out in the end, I think. All comes out in the wash, as they say. Come and swap. That'd be cool. What's up, Landon? How are you? I mean, I like pretty much anything with a Cummins in it at this point. So... I'm excited to get the rest of my trees back over here, kind of at where these pegs are at. We've got a little work to do on them, but I think this is going to look really good when it's all done. Just kind of changing gears a little bit there all of a sudden. I think it's going to be cool. I wanted to detail this creek out today, but like I said, I kind of forgot what I was wanting to... I sort of forgot to get it out and get it prepared, what I wanted to do. By the time we do that, well, it's going to be late. So maybe next week we can work on the creek a little bit. Get some tall grass in there, some grass tufts, things of that nature. I hope to do a how-to video later on the week on making your own grass tufts, which will be really cool. I think you guys will like that, and it's a way you can save a ton of money. You can buy grass tufts, and they're not particularly expensive, but if you can make your own for, pennies on the dollar, why wouldn't you? Just for the fun of doing it, anyway, or at least it's the kind of stuff I enjoy doing. Tired, ready for Friday. I hear you, my friend. Trust me on that one. It is a long day. Like, I hit the wall today. We have been working hard this week, and at some point around 1 or 2 today, I just hit the wall, and I was exhausted, and I'm afraid it's going to be that way for a few days because it seems like since I got sick back in January, it's really hard for me to, I can't just work myself to exhaustion and then take go to bed at night and wake up the next day and do it again like I could 6 months ago. It seems like once I've kind of worked myself to this, point where I'm tired and I've hit the wall, it seems like it takes me 3 or 4 days to get back to normal. So, what's up, Farmer Derek? Someone should make a come and swap combine. I am currently not able to get to Dogtown Ag, but we are much closer to getting to work on Dogtown Ag than we were even a week ago. We're making some cabinets. We're making a cleaning station for all my 3D parts, stuff like that. So as soon as that's all ready to roll, we are ready to start cranking on Dogtown Ag. I'm excited about that. We're going to see the Bobcat in its own feature video. That's when we get to see it. Yeah, so to make grass tufts, yeah, so basically, two ways. So so put down like some plastic, what do I want to call it? Wax paper, not plastic, wax paper. You're gonna take a little spot of your white glue and just make it, and then you've got two options. You can take your fibers, your static grass, or you can use. There's a longer grass. It's not a static grass that you can cut to shape, and you just stick that in there, hold it for a few minutes or a few seconds, and you're good to go, and you'll have like a bigger tuft. Or you can do the same thing, put down your plastic, you can make several dots, and you can take your static grass applicator, shake over that, and so that it falls into the glue, and you can have several tufts. So like I said, I'm going to do a how-to on that here pretty quick, because I think it'll be helpful. Tufts like that, grass tufts really help to just set off certain areas of a display. I think they're great for especially certain situations like around poles and things like that. I think they're awesome. So. Yeah, me too, Kyle. And so Kyle is talking about. We did a podcast together, an interview for the For the Love of Tractors podcast, and it will be up Monday. It is ready to roll, all edited, and it is just basically waiting for release. I like to release those on Monday. That way, if, people got something to start their work, we get a week off. Hopefully, turned out great, and it was kind of. It was kind of fun. Like it's pretty clear Kyle and I haven't done a lot of interviewing, either one of us, and so it was a little loosey goosey at first, but then we kind of settled in, and like there's some. It's a really good podcast from about 5 minutes to the end, which I think is about 20 or 25 minutes long, something like that. It was great. So I was impressed with how it turned out. Because I don't know, I just never know. I'm not a good interviewer, so I'm not. It's a skill I'm learning to develop, and I've got to develop more. But it turned out awesome. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll get to hear that Monday for sure. Yeah, I'm not surprised there, Derek. The everything is going up. Unfortunately, it's terrible. Um, I I don't know, man. It's rough all around. It's not just farm toys, of course. I mean, it's just everything at this point, and it's the way it's gonna be. We're in a weird spot, a weird, unique time in history, um, where things are just tough right now, and a lot of businesses are struggling, a lot of people are struggling. And it's hard to get the production that I think everything needs. I think it kind of shows how precarious the world can be. We live in this amazing, comfortable world where we have all this technology, and you can order something online, and most of the time it shows up in a couple days, from across the world sometimes. And I think it just shows how fragile all of that is, and how maybe we need to kind of get back to the way it used to be, where everything wasn't hustle and bustle 24/7, just go 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 all the time. Maybe we just need to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, yeah, it's gonna take this thing that I bought might take a few weeks, or unfortunately right now longer, the way things are. But I don't know. I think it's an opportunity for us um, to kind of figure out what's really important, I guess. And so yeah, I mean, things are going to get more expensive. There's going to be delays, but in the short term, that's not good. But I think in the long term, I think things will get figured out and be more robust and better. I hope. I guess I'm just kind of an, I don't know. I'm an optimist. I feel like I say that I feel like there's some tough times coming for the world, but I feel like we'll get through it. Like the human race is incredible, and like listen, like look here, we're all across guys all across the country, all across the world, and we're chatting about farm toys here on a Wednesday night. Things are pretty good. So yeah, Everett, I'm actually going to work on doing the getting more of the podcast up on YouTube. The tricky part about that is I try to do video with it as well. I mean, I try to like do pictures of farm toys. That gets pretty time consuming. But I'm hoping as winter approaches, I can have time and I can kind of get the back catalog because I think I'm up to 10 episodes right now. I think Kyle's episode will be the 10th episode of the podcast. And so what I'm hoping is that I can get those caught up here before too long, and then hopefully stay on top of it. So, oh, I mean, that's Kyle. That you did great. I mean, you really did, and that's like I said, it was pretty obvious that neither one of us had done that very much. But like I said, we really settled in, and it's going to be. I think people are going to love it. It is super informative. I would have loved to have heard that podcast 5 years ago when I started kind of the 3D. It's probably been longer than 5 years now, but whenever I started my 3D design and 3D printing journey, like if I had that information, holy cow, would I have been a step ahead of everything? Anyone know when the Greenlight Ford 8 in with the front blade is coming out? I do not know the release date on that on the top of my head. What's up, 164 Skill World? How are you tonight? Can't wait till nationals, but school is in the way. I hear you. Yeah. If we could just skip right to farm toy shows, that'd be the best, wouldn't it? Nate's? That would, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty soon. That I know it's in a it's pretty soon, so. Ever get the workbench cleared off? Sort of. Sort of. It's in better shape than it's been for a long time. I was able to somehow get really focused and really turn out a lot of, especially the custom trucks, but some really nice tractors the last month here. And I hope we're gonna have we've got corn harvest coming pretty much right now, but I'm hoping I can get a few more weeks before national of build time. Otherwise, I may just have to not sleep. But if I can, knock out a bunch of toys for national, that'd be awesome. The great thing is we've got national, and then I've got a couple weeks there where I'll have time to build before Bloomington and Janesville, which isn't much time, but it's a little bit of time. Yeah, I mean that's that's true, Kyle. It's a it's a what do I want to call it? It's a complex topic, I guess is probably the best thing to call it. And it's but when we can get together like that and talk about it, I think it helps people tremendously. Oh, normally I'd be drinking Dr. Pepper, but holy cow, that water tastes so good tonight. I was so thirsty. So I did. Let's see here. Five. When can we go back to OG streams back when you would stream from the workbench, tractors? Yeah. So definitely planning to do some more of those for sure, Everett. We're gonna do some build stuff with the lives and all that sort of thing because that was always fun. That was definitely a good time. But yeah, we're gonna get back to that. I promise. Especially come wintertime. If we're gonna try to, I wanted to do it sooner, but then I forgot that I had the toy show last weekend. We're gonna try to get these lives back on Sunday because I think that works better for a lot of guys this time of year, and so hopefully we can. Any ideas on stripping paint on newer Earl tractors? Bead blasting is hard to do. Been using lacquer thinner, it works okay. Any other products anybody use? Yeah, Sean. I use citrus strips sometimes. It works reasonably well. But I'll be honest, I sandblast most everything. that I do, but I also, work. I also own a business that has industrial sandblast equipment, so my life is probably a lot easier in that regard than a lot of like hobbyist guys. So, I'm at a little bit of an advantage there. So I sandblast everything. I use glass beads, um, and I sandblast at about 100 psi. So it doesn't take me long to sandblast a tractor. In fact, what we do is I will strip down 20 or 30 tractors, trucks, whatever I'm working on, and then I actually just have the guy that works for me do those when we have a slow rainy day or something. He can usually knock those out pretty quick. So, but yeah, if you're not having luck media blasting, citrus strip works well and it doesn't stink to high heaven like some of the other strippers. So, I think that's my go-to when I need a chemical stripper. And I'm always curious to see what you're working on, Sean, because you have some really sweet stuff. That 7520 that you did for me in the black, still one of my favorite tractors in my collection. That thing's cool. Might take a picture and send it out of your 1365. That'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely. Where did the trees come from? My wife made those. My wife makes those trees. They're actually a kit from Scenic Express, Scenery Express, whatever they're called. They're called Super Trees, and their kits are sold out right now because we were going to get some more so I could fill my hillside up back here with trees, but they're sold out. So, but yeah, they're great. Finally, at the point where you can feel good about your opinion on certain topics. That's great, Kyle. You are a knowledgeable guy, and I definitely hope you do get feeling confident about that because you have a lot of knowledge to share, and I think a lot of people would love to hear what you have to say about things like especially 3D design, 3D printing. I mean, you're definitely extremely knowledgeable about that. So. I do own a business. I actually own a monument company. We make headstones. So um, the dream obviously is to do tractors full time at some point. I don't know if we'll ever get there. We'll see. Maybe. You never know. But that's the dream. I mean, that's been the dream since I was in high school. And nobody ever told me that was something that could be done. I guess as silly as that sounds. And it's a huge leap because it's obviously a niche market. The agriculture in general is being done by less and less people in our country. So you definitely don't have the crowd that you would have had, say, 30 years ago with farm toys. But it's still a huge market. It's still very strong, and it's an incredible community of people. So that's the goal. I mean, and I haven't said that out loud too many times. I know some of my closer friends definitely know that that's what I'm working towards. My wife obviously knows, but because it can be hard to put yourself out there and say this is my dream, because if you don't ever achieve that, I think people maybe like kind of down the road look at you like, oh well, he never did what he wanted to do or whatever. But that's the dream. Maybe we'll get there someday. Who knows? We're trying. I mean, it's a journey. It's fun. And if I never do, I'm having an absolute blast doing what I'm doing as far as farm toys and meeting people, going to shows, building stuff, chatting with you guys here on the internet. It's been amazing. So 100% pure acetone and cotton balls. Yeah, I mean, acetone will work for sure. Definitely. The problem with acetone is it stinks. Like, I hate the smell of acetone. Doing a 7520 decking it out in black. That's cool. That's really cool. I can't wait to see pictures of that. Ordered a couple 3D printed parts from Farm Factor 3D. What do you use to get the wax off of it? Yeah, so couple things. You can use like the highest percentage isopropyl alcohol that you can find. So if I can get 99 or 100%, you're better off. The higher the better. If you can't find something like that, get you some Simple Green and some water. Kind of dilute the Simple Green a little bit. Just you can use your fingers or a toothbrush, a soft brush. Just be real careful. Obviously, you don't want to break anything. Jeff's parts are pretty durable though. That's one great thing about Farm Factor 3D is I don't think I've ever broken a part of his. Now that I think about it, and I put together quite a few of his things. I really like the way he designs. He's obviously got an great mind for that sort of thing, engineering and that kind of thing. So um, yeah, so maybe the simplest, simple green and some water. So simple green water, soak it for a little bit. Like I said, just rub it with your finger or brush, something like that, just to get that waxy stuff off of there. Then go to clean it with just some clean water. Nice something like that. Let it dry. You're ready to prime and paint. How did I start in the headstone business? That's a great question. So, um, I was working. So I have a degree in meteorology, believe it or not. I graduated in 2003 from Western Illinois University with a degree in meteorology, and um, my path kind of wound around from there. I ended up working for a company, a utility company, in a town called Danville, Illinois. And what happened, one, that company was not great to work for. But two, within a week, my mother found out she had cancer, and my dad had heart trouble, had a heart episode. And, so I was working far from home, or, far enough I didn't want to be that far from home. Um, so I kind of came back with no plan whatsoever. Um, I was young and dumb. I was probably like 26 at the time, 25 at the time, maybe less than that, maybe younger than that. I don't know. Um, so, I just kind of thought I'll figure it out, whatever. And so I was home, and I was lucky because as soon as I got home, I think it was harvest. I helped out on the farm, made enough money to sustain me for a little bit. Um, I think that winter we put together 2 Kraus field cultivators, so that kind of kept me going there. And I think by the time we were kind of done, it was ready for planting, so there was, still plenty of work for me to do. And of course, once planting was done, I kind of needed to find a job. Well, I got a call from good friends of ours who actually owned the monument company in town. And she said, "Hey, I heard you're looking for a job. You interested? Come on out tomorrow." And so, of course, I went out there. And I was doing some computer stuff. I was basically getting like their computer system working and hooked up and going and all that sort of thing. And it just kind of stuck. Like we kind of clicked with everybody that worked there. Um, I enjoyed it. I finally I got to start working on the headstones. It's a lot like making farm toys. It's something creative. You're working with your hands. You're making something. So I always like that. And then I don't know. It turned out when it was time for them to retire, I just was I was fortunately in enough of a position where I could do it, where I could take it over. So your uncle's a meteorologist in Lafayette, Indiana. No kidding. That's cool. Still enjoy the cross kits. That's all. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. How do I unfog cab glass? Vaseline. Get you some Vaseline and a Q-tip, and just rub that on your cab glass. That should take that haze right off of there. Bought a 1/16 scale Oliver 1800. Yeah, great tractor. Those are cool. I love that style of Oliver tractors. They're just so cool. They look huge, right? Like they're just beasts of tractors. Oh, had to take another sip of something there. So I don't know. You're probably wondering what the heck am I doing with this New Holland here? So I actually got a bunch of these at the Quincy FFA show over the weekend. A buddy of mine had them. I mean, he kind of knew he was probably going to end up with something from my table, and so he brought 6 of these to trade for something on my table. And of course, I jumped right on them because one, I think these are some of the coolest 4-wheel drives that Ertl has made. They're nice detailed, they're beasts, they're heavy, the tires look good on them. They're just in general a nice looking tractor. I love these weights back here. I think that really sets them off. And they're fun to customize. They take several different tire combinations. Like these are great with with mini toy truck and tractors, trelleborg tires, there's a couple different looks on those that are awesome. The 800s are great. The 850s look good, and then the 700s look awesome on those. And then you've got Chucky's Michelin tires that are just phenomenal on these. So lots of potential there. Probably what I'm going to do is throw on light bar, some handrails, things of that nature. Maybe I'll make some front weights for them, kind of like the Case IH weights. Maybe I'll stick some of those, or maybe I can just swap some off of Case IH. Pop this roof open. What's really cool about these is this roof just pops right off, so you can detail out this cab interior. So I'll probably run some monitors over here. I'll get the door handle and all that stuff put in. Maybe throw in the cooler or something, just to kind of top it off. And just have a nice looking tractor there. So, oh, your grandpa had an 1800 with a loader. That's sweet. How do I make I assume you mean windrows. For hay fields, I'm asking 3 months of hey, that's what we're here for, is to ask questions. So absolutely ask away. If I can answer it, I will. So I think the best way for you to make a windrow for a hay field would be some static grass. This is 12 millimeter. I would get a longer static grass, like a 12 millimeter. I think that looks like hay. And then let me put something down, because I don't want to put this directly onto my field, because it'll be a bear to clean up. Pretend this is a field. I would just run my static grass like so. If you need this to be permanent, meaning you don't ever want to take it up, or you might have to move it or something, just run you a bead of glue down through under it. So right here, put it on top of that. Then come back with a white glue, water, and isopropyl alcohol mix, or you can just use white glue and water and dish soap, just a drop of dish soap. Because what the dish soap does, or the isopropyl alcohol, is it helps break up the tension of the water so that it soaks in. But you can just spray over the top of this. It'll be perfect. Don't get it super soaking wet, because obviously it'll mat it down. But that's how I would do a hay windrow if I were doing one. What is a good 1/16 Oliver to buy next? How about a 1950T? Those are out there. Those are awesome, I think. Do you have any white-sided Neville hopper bottom trailers for sale? Not yet, but I will. I'm going to do some more of those Nevilles, hopefully before National. Eric at Rockin' H is unfortunately out of stock right now. But that reminds me, I need to shoot Eric a message when I get done here. But hopefully I can get some more from him for National, and I will do some white ones up, because we have a white one ourselves. So I want to do some white ones for those for sure. Oh, and Everett, I'm making a tweak on the motor. Sorry, I missed your question there. So I was printing those, and like I have one part over on the manifold that keeps coming out a little globby. So I just did a little bit of modification, and I'm trying to get back to printing those. And as soon as I kind of get that perfect, we'll get one sent to you. Eric just printed a bunch of those trailers. Fantastic. That's what I like to hear. That's perfect timing. Luck is going my way for some reason. That's awesome. Yeah, I was looking on his site the other night, because when I got home from the show over the weekend, I'm like, okay, I need to restock on, X, Y, and Z. And I sold my red one, 2 of my red ones, and I think I brought home 2 black ones yet. I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I want to do some white ones up, so that's awesome. What's up, Cole Patterson? How's it going? So yeah, I need to get hold of Eric for sure, because I need some more of those. Oh no, I'm out of water. The tragedy here. Actually, here's one of the red ones here that we're going to use on the display. I have not put the tarp bows on it yet, because I'm trying to decide if I'm doing silver or black tarp bows. It's the little decisions that that drive me crazy. Also have a 16 Super 88, 1650 and 2255, and a Super 88 with loader. Nice. Also love the 2255s. Those are awesome. I mean, I like all those tractors, but the 2255s are definitely one of my favorites. You could also do a Super 99, which looks similar to the Massey 97. They're not exact, but they're similar. Yeah, number one farmer, that's the. I think we've all been there. I think that's the best way to put it. We've all been there. It's a thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm playing with toys, even though you're not really, maybe not playing with them necessarily, but I get it. Like, trust me, I understand what you're saying. And I think we've all been there, and then I think we all reached that point where it's like, you know what, this is my thing, and I enjoy it. I'm not hurting anybody. It's creative. It's fun. And I think another thing that's really helped me is getting out to the shows and just, you see the amount of people that are into this, and you see people from every age group, from all walks of life, that are into this, and then you talk to them, and they're really good people. They're all, it's fun to talk to them. Everybody's just having a fantastic time. So you're like, okay, this guy, okay, the mechanic down the street, he collects farm toys. Oh, hey, look, the banker uptown, he collects farm toys. So then you see, like, okay, like pretty much everybody from everywhere is doing this. So, yeah, I think that helps a bunch. Know of any printed Tempty trailers? I do not. I would love to have a Tempty trailer. We need to get Eric to make some of those. Do you have a custom 4630? Not on hand. I've got one in my office though. It was okay. It was an older custom. Not. I should do one and do it some real justice, because I think those are cool tractors for sure. Dyersville coming up. Any plans for some live streams from the show? So here's the really tricky part about doing a live stream in Dyersville. My cell phone service is garbage because I wanted to so bad at Summer Show. I was actually hoping to like get with a couple guys and just maybe do like a 5-minute live stream where we're just talking about the show or whatever. And I couldn't get it to work worth a darn. So I would love to. I'm hoping at National I can get a couple guys to do some interviews. A couple guys like, Chris Steeb. I'm hoping maybe he would do an interview with me. I would love to get Tyler Price, and another buddy of mine, probably like Chucky Stevens, Jeremy Richards. Those guys maybe don't like to step in front of the camera as much, or maybe a little more reserved about it. But there's such good guys and such great info. So anyway, I hope to do more from the shows this winter than I have in the past. But the other tricky thing is time, because I found that I've been extremely busy. Every time I'm in Dyersville for a show or something, I'm pretty swamped with things to do and people to talk to, business wise, or farm toy business wise, not necessarily business in the money making sense, but something to do with farm toys or whatever. But yeah, my best answer is I'm going to try my best for sure. Do you have any 1/64 scale Olivers? I have several actually. I think I have a video of some of them, but maybe I could do a video of my 1/64 scale Oliver collection. That'd be cool. That would be a great chore tractor there, Malachi. That'd be cool. Yep, I agree. It's for all ages, young or old, doesn't matter. That's what's so cool about it. I don't know. It's just this hobby's just awesome. It's just such a great hobby. So let's find something else for you guys to look at here. Just sort of looking at my blank field. How about my 8335 RT there? Or is this a 30? This is a 45. Sorry. Yes, the plan is to do a virtual show in February. That's our hope. I mean, no reason that that can't happen. Um, last year I got COVID and still managed to do it. So surely we can make it happen this year too. That was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the virtual show. I mean, I had a blast watching all those videos. I am just so much fun. That was, and seeing all the customs, it was just neat. Do you have any combines for sale? I actually don't right now. And that was something I was thinking about the other day. I don't see, other than Dave Holman, who does incredible custom combines, I don't see a lot of custom combines, especially at the farm toy shows. So that was something I thought maybe I could get into. I have some S6 80s or 90s, whatever they are, that were plain Jane, so no handrails or anything like that. I was thinking about maybe trying to come up with a little bit of a kit for those that I could put together to dress those up some, something like that. I don't know, but maybe down the road I can do some custom combines. Right now, my four-wheel drive build list is probably too long to do anything combine wise in the near term, but I've always kind of got that idea in the back of my mind that I need to knock out some custom combines. They're kind of neglected in the farm toy world a little bit, I think. Do you have a 164 scale pull behind chopper? I have a stock chopper. This isn't done yet. Trying to get some of these done for the big shows. Got to get wheels on this one, obviously. I have that, but as far as like a silage chopper or something like that, I do not. How do you enter? We'll do all those details like probably after Thanksgiving. But basically, you're gonna have to email me a video or pictures, basically, for the love of tractors at gmail.com. But don't do that yet, because, please. But yeah, that's how you enter. I got 10 minutes left. Is all I got left, guys. I've got some stuff I got to get done tonight, unfortunately. It's kind of that way all the time, though. I just, when you guys know how it is. You got work, school, whatever it is, and you come home and you got a limited amount of time to get your hobbies and stuff taken care of. So that's what I got to do this evening once I get off of here. I see. I was looking through my parts the other day, like my personal parts, my personal projects, and I've got a kit, one of Hector's. So this is a Hector kit. If you guys are familiar with him, you can get these kits on Shapeways. I think Thor 64, I think, is his store. I think I'm not gonna swear to it. Um, anyway, it replaces the entire undercarriage of this tractor essentially. So I did this kit from him, and well, I've got one for the R, the 9R. I'm sorry, the big tractors, and I just have not had a chance to do it. And so I was like, gosh, that this winter I really want to get that done because these just dress up a tractor so much. I would love to do another one of these and have a pair of these, but the kits are pricey, and understandably so. When you see them and the amount of work that he put into them, I get that they're pricey. I didn't blink an eye when it came time to buy one. So, oh, that's a great idea, Malachi. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, like just a quick interview for the podcast. I like that. I may try to figure something like that out. Oh, sure, Everett. Yeah, yeah. What color would we want to paint that? Hmm. We'll have to think on that one. But yeah, that'd be cool. Could definitely paint one of those up. Hmm. Now you got me thinking. I need to, let's see, what am I going to do with this tractor? This is going to plant, obviously, with the tanks on here. I still want to make a really nice planter. I have the white planter kit that Kyle made for me. They look great, but they're a wider spacing than than what I'm going to run on Dogtown. So I might have to modify that kit a little bit so that I can do like a 30-inch row on that planter. Um, but we'll see. But I need a cool planter to go behind this tractor. Boy, it is dusty. How does everything get so dusty over here? I don't understand it. I'm going to get like an air filtration system for this side of the shop. Should do more custom trucks. Yeah, I'm probably going to do some custom truck videos pretty soon here. And they're super simple. It's not that I'm, doing anything crazy or out of the ordinary, but I think they'd be fun. Yeah, that I agree, Malachi. That is the big downside to custom combines is if you do a custom combine and you really pack in the details, steerable rear axle, handrails, new auger, etc., and especially if you add heads, you're talking a $200-300 toy all of a sudden, and you're severely limiting your crowd. Will you ever custom a Massey Ferguson 4880/16 scale? If I could get my hands on a Massey 4880 and 16 scale, I would go to town customizing one of those. That would be a fun build. I would love to do something like that. That would be awesome. The company I work for just bought 2 EBY generation trailer. I talked with about making 164 scale version. Cool. What up, Owen? How are you doing? JJ, doing good today. It was a busy day. Worked hard. Got home. I got something in my foot. That's a whole story altogether. I guess I won't get into too much, but I don't know. But I ran something up into my heel, and we were kind of performing some surgery upstairs before the live, but we ran out of time, so we're gonna go back and finish that. Not that you guys wanted to know, but but anyway, I'm having a really good day. Good day. Any day I can get a bunch of work done, I always feel good at the end of the day. So today was one of those days for sure. We worked hard today. And I think that's always rewarding. Finished corn silage, sweet. Trees are not back in stock, Owen. I actually was just talking about that a little bit earlier. So our suppliers of the super tree material, so like this base material, they're out of stock. And so we're trying to get more so that we can get these in stock for y'all. Because I want a bunch myself, and we know that there's demand for them. So as soon as they get them, we will get them, and we'll start cranking out some trees. When that is, I have no idea, because you guys know how everything's backed up right now in the world, so who knows? Since a lot of younger people are in the hobby, it's definitely hard for a lot of them to be able to afford the more expensive custom, for sure. And that's something I always try to keep in mind. But, it's even hard to do a simple custom cheap these days. And I think that's just, I don't know, inflation or whatever that we're all falling into. But I try, and this is not an example of a simple custom, I always try to have some custom tractors and custom trucks on my table at the shows that I think a younger guy, like a kid that's got some birthday money, or a high school kid that's working on the side, doing something, making money to buy farm toys, can afford. I try my best to do that. So, like, for example, this weekend, I think the cheapest tractors I had were about $40, and they were quad tracks that I decked out. I mean, I went to town on them. Handrails, flashers, mirrors, flasher bar, etc., etc. I really did the best I could, and I was able to get those. Like, I probably should have sold them for a little bit more, but I'm like, I'm gonna put these for $40. That way, these young guys coming in, if they want one, they can do it. And because I can't do that with most of my stuff. Like, for example, I had one of these on display, and I had $250 on that because this tractor, I cut the cab off. I completely built a new cab for it, new interior, detailed, took the entire hood off, the engine out. This has a 3D printed engine that I did the design work on. So I've got time there, new tires, new hitch, lights all the way around, etc., etc. You just can't do that tractor for, honestly, $250 is probably inexpensive. It's probably too cheap if we're just honest. But there's a market for that. A buddy of mine, he bought, saw that tractor, gotta have it. He bought it. But then, like I said, I sold out of those $40 tractors this weekend because there's a market for that. And something I'm really trying to do for these fall shows, for Dubuque, National, Janesville, Bloomington, is I'm going to try to have some implements on my table that are in that $30 to $40 range. Because one, there's just not enough implements in the farm toy world, but two, that gives people a way to get a nice looking implement without breaking the bank. So I mean, obviously, it's not going to be, it's not going to be a Jacob Larson Wish-esque disc. It's just, this is a $300 disc. Let's just, be honest about it here. But it might be maybe it's a stock chopper for like $25 or $20, or one of my weatherproofers for $30 or $35. So that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find a way to get you younger guys really cool stuff that doesn't break the bank. What's a good first custom tractor to start with? So depends on what you want to do with it, but I say start with something simple. Four-wheel drive tractors usually are really easy to get the tires off of, so just do like a nice tire swap. And if you want to do a four-wheel drive or even a two-wheel drive tractor like this, get you some tires from Adam Sumpkin or Chucky Stevens, something like that, and just go to town. And then here, I'll just show you the guy, so I've got I've got levers, hydraulic, throttle, etc., etc. Those are straight pins. Straight pins, you can buy 1,000 of them for just a few dollars. So you just bend them to the shape you want, put a little dab of glue, stick your straight pin in, wait till it's set up, and you're done. So little things like that can add a ton of detail to your tractors, and that's where I would start. Today was a really exciting day for me because we're starting to get the combine out, and those are like the best days, right? Getting ready to get your harvest on. I hope you guys have an awesome harvest. How long is the rest of the stream? Actually, I need to be going pretty quick here, but I want to get through the rest of your questions. So if that answers how long the stream is. I can't get a job yet, so it's hard to spend $200 on a cultivator, combine, or tractors. Absolutely, Farmer Derek. Totally understand. And we were all there once. I mean, I was a young guy once, not without any money. I mean, when I was really, I probably started earning money when I was like 11 or 12. I started mowing the neighbors' yards, basically. And so, but, $8-10 at a time, it takes a while. And I totally understand that. I think most people get that. Like, not everybody can dive in. I'm unfortunately approaching middle age, and I've worked hard, and I work a lot. I mean, I have my regular job. I build farm toys for money, and then I also do, farm a little on the side. So, you've got to have your priorities straight. And sometimes, at certain points in your life when you're young, at other points, maybe some of your hobbies aren't where you spend your money, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the hobby still. Especially like through live streams like this, or interacting on the internet, or going out to shows and having fun. I've gone to many shows, believe it or not, where I didn't buy a single thing, and still had a blast. I just love seeing the toys, and I just love talking to the people. And so, back especially when I was in college, I didn't really have the money to go buy farm toys, but I'd still go to the shows just to go and have a good time and talk to people and meet people. So, is it pretty hard to 3D print a tractor? So, I will say it is definitely, I've been printing, I keep saying 5 years, but I bet I'm up to like 7 years now. When I really think about it, and still struggle with some aspects of 3D printing. So it's definitely not something you can necessarily just pick up and do. But I also, if it's something you're interested in, I don't want to discourage you from doing it. And I wouldn't worry so much about getting a 3D printer as I would find the right program for you to use. and then I would start learning that program. And that could be fun in itself and rewarding. I mean, when you kind of get through a design and finish it up, that's, in my opinion, often just as cool as actually printing the tractor. Now, of course, holding that tractor in your hand once it is printed is pretty awesome, but it's fun just doing it. And the really cool thing is there are a lot of you can basically learn to design for free. You don't have to spend money to get into 3D design, and that's what's really cool. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but on Monday, the latest For the Love of Tractors podcast episode will go live. And in that episode, I talk with Kyle Noonmaker of Punky Kane's Animations about 3D printing and 3D printers. So that might be something you want to check out, just because there's a ton of great information in that podcast on kind of where to start and how to get started. We farm here in good old central Illinois. Actually, we're right up against the Mississippi River here in Illinois, kind of west central Illinois. Can't wait for Lafayette either, Everett. That I'm so excited that you might get to come. That's going to be great. Can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, you're right. It can be hard to spend $200 on a combine when you have a job. I agree. Here, let me slowly scroll over to my Lexion. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Love that disc. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this was built by Jacob Larson. So incredible builder. I had to have it. It's just one of those things. I waited, got on his wait list and was able to get one. Gosh, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago now. Quite a while ago. Incredible build. It's just that's something I can't imagine I ever sell, because that's just such a neat build. The display's going great. I'm slowly making progress. Like, it's been really nice the last I don't know, month or so. I haven't got to necessarily just really sit down and knock stuff out, but I've made progress to the point where I'm like, yeah, this is turning into something fun. So your grandpa would love that Ford. Cool. Yeah, I agree. I think Tinkercad is probably where you should start, just because it's free and pretty intuitive. So kind of backed off my collecting, and I've been buying stuff just for my displays. Yeah, totally understand that too. Um, that's the really cool thing about this hobby, is it's so multifaceted. There's a lot you can do, and not really have to. You don't have to stick in one lane, and so I think that's what's great about it. Well, I definitely know where you can get a Landau weatherproofer. I'm down to trade, Everett. You know it. Lafayette is in March. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head though, but it's like later March. Absolute fantastic show. Um, Probably people would tell you St. Louis is the best custom farm toy show, but I kind of like Lafayette better. I don't know how to explain that or why, but I do. Um, I think it's because Lafayette feels a little more tighter and close knit than St. Louis. St. Louis is just this big behemoth, and it's something, assuming they have the St. Louis show this year, it's something everybody needs to go to once probably. Um, but like, I don't know, Lafayette just, I always seem to have more fun at Lafayette. I know that sounds weird, but I do. Oh, how many grain trucks do we run on the real farm? So we run three. We have two hopper bottoms. We have we have a Neville hopper bottom, and then we have, why am I blank on the other hopper bottom? We used to have a Tempty, but we traded it, and I'm just blank on it right now. And then we run a dump trailer as well. And then on the display, I'm going to run Neville trailers from Eric at Rockin' H. So I'm going to run, I think 4, probably, maybe 5. We'll see. Which means I've got several DCP hopper bottom trailers that I spent like 5 years trying to collect that are black, that I really don't need now. So I'm debating on if I'm just keeping those in my collection, or if I need to maybe get rid of those at some point. We'll see. First weekend in March. Okay, yeah, I don't. It's in March. I'll definitely post about it as it gets closer. So yeah, so the national, like, if you go, it's it's awesome. So yeah, you got to go see the museum. It's so cool. The antique mall, really cool. You'll never know what you're gonna find up in that antique mall. Uh, I found, there's of course tons of new in the box stuff, but like last year, I found a precision engineering 4520 up there that had some damage, but not enough to turn me off, and I got it stupid cheap, and I repaired it. I mean, it's in perfect shape now. But yeah, I love the antique mall for sure. The plaza, that thing is fantastic. The whole upstairs is farm toys. Um, and then yeah, the display contest, you've got to see that for sure. And then of course just the show. I mean, if you can just walk around and see everybody. And then of course this year, guys, you've got Dubuque, 20 minutes down the road, and that show is going to be awesome too. And I firmly believe there you can do both. I really believe that. I know it's been like slightly controversial that there are two shows going on at the same time, but both shows are going to be awesome. I promise you. Like it will be impossible not to have fun on National Weekend this year. The Lafayette show last year was insane. The 2021 show. Um Nuts. That's the best way to put it. I've never it was packed. We like usually, I get to leave the room and go walk around a little bit. I think I got away from the room like twice and got called back before I even got downstairs. And then I finally did make it downstairs. I don't remember, maybe late in the day Saturday. And got to see the displays and everything else that was going on. The Lafayette shows it's something else. It's so much fun. How many acres do you farm? I don't know. We're like 1,200 ish or so. We're not very big anymore. We've probably cut our acreage in half. I would say in the last 3 or 4 years, just because we got spread out, and like I said, I've got something else going on. Everybody's getting older, so we've kind of given up, especially some of the rented ground, especially some of the ground that was farther away. So we don't farm that much anymore, just enough to have fun. Nothing wrong with staying busy. Did your first homemade round baler? Fun but messy. Cool. Or round bales. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Can't wait till late February to get out of school early and go to a farm toy show. Nice. Yeah, you gotta love that. Gotta love that. Think of so I'm 100% for education, by the way. Like but think of it as like a learning experience to go to something like that. It's like going to the farm progress show kind of, except for it's like a mini, toy farm progress show. Um but it's certainly an experience, and it's a good life experience. And I don't you shouldn't skip school every day, but if once a year you're going to go to something really cool like a big farm toy show and meet people and broaden your horizons, perfectly fine. I remember I missed school a few times for some really, unique opportunities like that. I went to the Farm Progress show one time, didn't go to school, and just some other things like that. So, it's kind of cool. All right, guys, it is 8:45. Can't believe it's this late already. But I need to kind of be packing her in here. I've got some stuff to do before I go to bed, which is going to be sooner than later. So, first time to buy customs was at Timewell and Farm Tech Days. Cool, very cool. Yeah, the Farm Tech Days. Yeah, I mean, I want to go to that too sometime. I love farm shows. those are so much fun. So, all right, guys. Anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out with me as always. I mean, it means a lot to me that we get to chill out here on a Wednesday night. Hope y'all are having an awesome week. Hope the rest of your week is awesome. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a live Sunday night if I can. So we're going to try to kind of shift that to Sunday, and I hope to start this Sunday. So hopefully I'll see you then. If for some reason that doesn't work out, I'll let y'all know, and we'll probably do like another Tuesday, Wednesday until we can get to that Sunday. So, all right, guys, thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it. You have yourselves an awesome night, and happy tractor hunting.